This trail camera footage, frequently frightening, similar to seeing a mystery beings that are said to arrive at night of a grisly assault, and the Bigfoot horrifying screams captured on tape. Tune in as we examine each other. Large brown rage. The trail is visible in the video. A camera captures two deers. A scientist installed this trail camera who wanted to investigate wolves in the Rocky Mountain foothills. Recordings. There's a shadow among the trees. And even though it is somewhat difficult to see at the recording from the previous night, continues in the morning. Moreover, when it is evident to us what that shadow, a large, shaggy, brown figure appears to be hidden or slowly dozing there, moving to give the impression that it is alive, rather than simply a little bit of arbitrary code. Some have conjectured that this is the observation of what might be Bigfoot or Sasquatch. Nevertheless, why didn't the deer sense it and become alarmed? Eerie location. This footage was captured by a drone in the Cannon Chase region, one of the most well-known regions in the United Kingdom for its eerie past and spectral ghosts. The drone in the video observes the wooded area that appears to be in need something. It can eventually see something. In between the trees, it looked odd. A figure wearing a white outfit who appears to have dark hair. The drone lowers itself to get a closer look and notices the large clothed figure once more, remaining still, but seeming to independently move its hands. In this video would be meaningless. Nonetheless, Cannock Chase is well known for such observations and is regarded as one among the UK's most haunted locations. Numerous individuals have claimed seeing young people with dark eyes wearing white and odd sounds, like sobbing. Additionally, throughout the entire forest, there seems to be either nails or baby dolls down to trees, or simply left in place. The inhabitants have ascribed this area's paranormal activity to the murders that took place in the 1960s at Raymond Leslie Morris Hand, which killed a Christian boy, age 7, Darby, who served as the main suspect in the vanishing of 2 additional juvenile girls there. Ever since, individuals felt that their spirits have stayed in the haunting forest. Thus is what this drone shows us. Video showing the spectral functioning of one of the girls. You must hear this. We must hear what is said in the video. Is taking place as opposed to viewing the footage shows a man strolling through a nighttime in the wilderness for who knows what rationale. But what's truly peculiar is if we turn up the recording volume before we begin to hear what sounds like tears. Even if it might be the first thing that the other video that came to mind was this one. Standing in a hunting area is a man, although becomes extremely terrified of the most out of this planet's sound. Actually, there is nothing in the second video, but a typical going this frightening sometimes. Mountain lions make noise in the forest, howl, so you may be confident that you won't be murdered not by a ghost, but by a massive feline. Returning to the original video, the crying appears unique to the mountain lion. Cry appears to be audible as well, human-like. I have thus investigated this further. Footage, ghost. Many credit La Llorona as the source of this American Hispanic mythologically vindictive ghost that is rumored to prowl around bodies of water, lamenting the children she had to drown. However, what is truly occurring here may be sadder than frightened by the tears we has captured on camera by a policeman. Requested to address the noise. The weeping is a sign of a lady who has schizophrenia, who was presumably left on the streets by her family members due to they were unable to handle her anymore. Sickness, as well as in the tape. For those of you people are fluent in Spanish, you may hear her claiming that she did, in fact, leave her. Grizzly bear. There is nothing supernatural in the video. Continuing, but it could be more terrifying for that concerned grizzly bear seen by trail camera, and somehow he doesn't seem to like to take center stage. If we had ever been the target of a grizzly, we would never do this. Would observe, and this is what was undoubtedly happening. Amid this hunter's tearful thoughts down like a bear with much anxiety, the hunter points his twin barrel, as though aiming toward the bushes he's getting ready for something. The hunter left without incident. Only due to his calmness did his double barrel and the grizzly's reality that it was truly a teenager, rather than a fully grown adult mature, as I'm certain that if it was items would have transpired differently. What's contained there? In the clip, a young man sets up his camera to capture footage of his new motorcycle. Everything seems okay thus far. As he rides his bike away from the trees in the distance, something is visible traveling that far as an extremely tall figure that is around 1/3 the length of the tree. Leisurely strolling through the field in the direction of the location of boy left when the boy comes back, he doesn't appear to had observed the towering being since he concluded the recording. Stating that the vehicle you see at the very conclusion of the video away had truly seen what was within the field and hurried over to alert him because he must leave that place. Why does it appear to be far too tall to like a human, and was actually moving strangely enough. Alien caged. Something odd was sent by a man to the Romanian zoo, so we got started filming a video while hiding the camera in his hands to look into it more thoroughly. Approaching the snarling voices upon exiting the dimly lit chamber, he was taken aback. To view the monster that resembled a human caged inside, it lacked both clothes and hair on, and the strangely enormous eyes were enough to frighten onlookers overseas, since the video doesn't cut anything. A great deal is known about the enigmatic monster. Yet rumor has it that the zoo was subsequently closed because of an animal infractions occurring there. Very likely was only one of them. Beneath the bridge. A camera captured this amazing event of an animal slithering backwards on a bridge in Kiev, where the individual was filming a vlog when suddenly he perceived something unsettling from down its four legs on the bridge. That's something you don't notice, though. Daily, with a video that gained a lot of individuals began claiming that the monster was in fact somebody attempting to pull an act that even more astonished the public, as it is impossible for a human to perform such a phenomenon a part of any security advantages. So a hoax or a real crawly seen on camera? Please let me know opinions expressed in the comments. Tarnished when it's advised not to go. You know it within shuttered buildings, as the saying goes, that for all the appropriate motives, such when these adventurers made the decision to our long-standing asylums in Canada, everything was going smoothly up until they reached the building's second story. Entering the lad's mental health unit, I had no idea what was concealed there, and well, I was no longer hidden there. Encoded a bizarre humanoid with lengthy hair growing out of its face and covering it out of nowhere, and began frantically running, moving in their direction, giving them no time for responses that she fortunately, though, they managed to escape of the asylum promptly. Climber wall. Is that you? Spider-Girl. It has to be, since how would you explain otherwise? A person scuttling along the wall with nothing to prevent it from plummeting through. A man who was recording footage was strolling around the park when he saw the strange woman attempting to ascend the wall, which she completed, rather with ease. A video that became viral. Some referred to it as a real witch, captured on camera, as the others thought that the structure depicted in the video is a mental health facility, where the lady was receiving care up until she was able to get out of there somehow. Monster hiding. While strolling around the mountains of North America, where he was sleeping beneath the tree for a while until he sensed a motion behind the shrubs. After glancing, the hiker was taken aback to witness a weird being skulking from behind a tiny log, yet it somewhat resembles it's possible that it's alien. Possibly a wild animal, terrified of the hiker hiding in the forest as a result. But due to the fact that the creature's evidently, nothing is certain. After cougar. This hiker was going to be dinner of a furious cougar, but his intelligence preserved his life while on a hike in the forest of Utah. The man came across a cougar, but was unaware that the mother was also close by, which made a rapid lunge toward the man, but he valiantly stayed calmly and began to back away gently. However, he did so with a plan, as he never once did he turn away from the enraged cougar, as it would be a free pass for the predator to observe way the feline assaulted him. While he slipped a bit and became exhausted from pursuing at last, he returned to the forest. Once more. Ugly Dino. The footage was taken in Florida, where a woman saw something and was startled. Strange being captured on her surveillance camera, even if the picture is still relatively due to the object stepping on her large snout and back legs were exposed for after a few while. The homeowner called it, looked like a baby dinosaur, almost like a raptor. Greatly, but once the video became popular instead, the dinosaur theory was rejected, referring to the object as a goat or a dog most likely fleeing a dangerous animal. Nothing has been made clearer since then. Concerning the enigmatic creature, object shape shifting. Consider gazing out the window of your plate and realizing this. The travelers seen this strange creature while glancing out. He realized at once that there was something wrong with it, so he began to record, at which point the astonishment appeared when the objects began shifting forms rather than merely one or two in a half minute. It assumed the form of a number of items that the people terrified to death, since if that is and are those alien aircraft really that are far more advanced than people, tell me. Wolfman. Cameras monitoring the Amarillo Zoo found movement in the early morning hours of May 21st and witnessed this strange wandering around the outside of the zoo with a head resembling a wolf and the remainder of the body looking like the creature. Man was perplexing the people in charge of security, as well as they never seen something comparable to this yet. If nothing was produced, what was that? Formally made it known that people began producing their own theories regarding the enigma, something some referred to as a chupacabra. Most of them called it a wolfman, albeit it was observed going for a lengthy stroll in the zoo. Crawling person. A man noticed an odd movement to the woods while traveling on the interstate. Hence he paused to examine more closely, and as he got closer, he was taken aback to see that it was simply another creature. Not a monster man attempting to cross the street, therefore he made an effort to talk to the man from the forest. However, that's when things started to become weird as the second man began to crawl on the terrain, gradually approaching the vehicle, considering it a practical joke. The driver stood there, but as he became aware of truly attempting to harm him and drove off. Monster carcass. An enormous monster fish appeared on the June 2020 on the western beach of Africa and startled bystanders as it was unquestionably extraordinary. Its height was almost 4 meters, and the weight estimate exceeded 500. The fish has peculiar protruding eyes and had hair that was spiky beneath its mouth. Made it seem even stranger to the viewers via the African maritime the fish was not taken in by the life guardians. It was made evident what this alien species was by the department. So please tell me you imagine this extraterrestrial being cleaning on land. Creature that dances. The home security camera of a woman recorded this little dancing thing fits well outside her residence, and this was enough to frighten everyone by using the creature, this strange hat-like object on its head, unusual gait, with its small legs, and the chicken dance that has been performed by it the entire time it was captured on camera. Fear among the locals, but when the video that was uploaded sparked a discussion among those who called the video in large numbers a fraud, with others even charging the woman of putting her son through a charade, taking footage while acting as the beast remarkably resembled her son. Puzzle circling. A farmer from China posted a video of his sheep doing weird circles around the property manor. Initially, there were just a handful of them acting in this manner, but later, the whole flock joined, and following the upload of the video, the farmer clarified that it had continued ongoing for almost 10 days. Therefore, the individuals believed the flock had been taken over prior to the scientists confirming that it was a cliched manner in which these creatures were presumably portraying because they spent a considerable amount of time in the pen. Time frame. Hence one chose to circle because sheep flocks remained in the area collectively, so the others joined in additionally. Animal giraffe. The days of giraffes sleeping on they now consume vegetation after evolving into excellent scavengers and consume dead animals don't trust me when I show them you. A giraffe was ensnared in an African national park consuming the remnants of a buffalo well, which could have the feeling while the giraffe is consuming meat. In actuality, it's gnawing on bones. A frequent occurrence, since herbivores spotted frequently consuming bones, but only when they lack minerals much like the bones do. Give necessary nutrients and a small amount of salt required in their diet. Tiny dinosaur. It seems like one of those occasions when the past is repeated because, if not, how on earth is a dinosaur able to roam the planet even though it's relatively little? Peculiar figure is sufficient to give you the chills. A man was taken aback to see this weird thing on the tire of his car initially. He perceived it as some sort of what was most likely a standing snail, however. The tiny, which only has 4 legs, disproved him, causing a dinosaur and snail to, or simply another wild reptile that we are unaware of what exactly was it. Before we go in this manner any further, click the video, join our channel, and the bell symbol to continue viewing. Captured in mid-air. No, it's a real bird, not a statue. It is fixed in the sky's center. What may surprise you, though, is reasonably typical for these buzzers, as they do it frequently. Although hawks and kiwis, they've been using it to linger over their prey, observing the others, while doing it to combat the strong winds because when the bird cannot fly due to excessive wind continue flying, it abruptly stops there, accumulates some energy, and occasionally it may be doing so to obtain sufficient thermals to maintain its silky fur and wings against the wind, which creates the sensation of the bird circling overhead. Strolling through forests. These trees are sick of people and made the decision to part ways with us. What you are seeing is a little unsettling. An image was taken in a suburb of Maryland in 2009 and displayed the trees doing some rather bizarre things, initially beginning with the tree in the center moving slowly and independently. It tumbled to the rear of the home. The other tree in the ground after that, and it followed suit, albeit a lot of people trust the advice of the video specialists who stated there are no walking trees in the real world. Thriving, and either the trees were being under the direction of a man or some machinery was employed to relocate them. Strolling in the clouds. Picture this sky collapsing into Earth. That may not occur, but it very certainly will toss its fragments over us in this manner. Cloud. Well, it landed really gracefully, and also that one, which is strolling along a road. However, how is this feasible on Earth? In reality, it's not feasible. And the issue as you watch, moving on the Earth is the seafoam in the ocean is not crystal clear as opposed to containing components such as salt algae cleaners and additional contaminants. So when this water encounters strong winds, taking the form of a foam that floats to neighboring regions because wind. Glowing lights. Even so, we constantly scan for indicators of aliens. We'll never be able to fully understand one. When they saw something similar occurred in Houston, when a local weird object shaped like stars were captured glowing in the nocturnal heavens were roughly 5 in number, and these peculiar lights continued to flicker and hovering in the sky momentarily, and then disappeared someplace. But after the video was uploaded, it departed from the individuals. Scouring their minds in an attempt to find the true origin of the eye-catching objects, which could be real or meteors, UFOs seen on camera. Comment below. Whispering my own. He was unaware that a brief stop by that one would become eerie. The man was showcasing to his internet audience how to use a just-purchased flashlight started to go a bit too far. Just as he got to the midst of he observed something odd in the mine. Continuing inside as suddenly powerful as the wind began to blow, he began hearing numerous voices combined, but could not draw any conclusions from him as they were whispers. And at that point, he understood that there was a problem, so he promptly up his belongings and left the house,